Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and welcome back to Hot and Bothered. I'm Chris Bruno.
I'm Cedar Champ.
And in this podcast, we talk about everything that we find hot as fuck.
And everything that bothers and everything that bothers the shit out of us.
There you go, girl. Take a breath.
Thank you.
We have absolutely no credentials, minimal life experience. What else do we not have?
What we do have is severe ADHD. If you find us all over the place, then just brace yourself for impact because
it's going to be a bumpy ride today, girls.
We have absolutely everything to talk about, but nothing of it is of substance. So, like, buckle up.
Just go with it. Just go with it. You're along for the ride.
Yeah. So let's just fucking do it, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with you, because I can feel your energy. You have a lot to talk about.
Oh, God.
Are you hot or bothered this week?
I mean, it's no surprise. I'm hot. I'm hot.
Slay.
I'm hot.
We love a hot
I'm
week.
hot this week.
We love a hot week. Tell me more about it.
I'm hot this week because...
Oh my God, the smile on his face right now.
No.
I hate this.
I organically met, it was just I had a really nice weekend. I met a really nice guy organically at a friend's barbecue.
Meeting someone organically is so underrated.
It's not only underrated, it just doesn't fucking happen.
Never.
It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times people are like, oh my God, like, let me set you up with my gay friend. And it's literally like...
Someone who looks like one of the thumbs from Spy Kids.
No, someone who is like a sewer rat raver. I'm like, no, I'm
good. Get this person away from me.
I'm good.
Speaking of sewer rat raver, it reminds me of somebody we know, but we can get back to that.
So I was very obviously pessimistic about that. And then we go there and I was like, okay, 6'4". I'm like barbecuing. I'm like, hi.
Hot.
Nice to meet you.
He is taller than you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Seeing you guys stand next to each other, you're the little one. That usually doesn't happen.
I know. I'm a little twinkie.
You're basically a twink, yeah.
So no, yeah, that was fun. That was sweet. He's a really, really nice guy.
Dare I ask, we didn't nickname him yet.
No, and he's too pure to have a nickname.
Oh, that's
too sweet
cute
to have a nickname.
Okay, so let's just for when we bring him up in the future, which we will, because
like
he's going to be around for a
like
minute.
barbecue boy.
Barbecue. Should we call him Mr. Organic? So we met him organically.
No, he did like eat a banana the other day. Like he walked into my room eating a banana. I was
okay, so he is organic.
Okay,
he probably does yoga.
Did you just say he probably does yoga?
I was just kidding. Relax.
I am never dating anyone who does yoga again.
Relax.
Yeah, so he's a sweetheart. I met him at that barbecue. He actually like had a date with him kind of. And it was just obvious, like the eye contact was just like nonstop.
So hot.
And I'm pretty sure his date picked up on that.
Making eyes at someone is one of the hottest things you can do, but carry on.
Yeah. I don't know. And he's a sweetheart and it was really nice to meet someone like that. I don't think that that's really ever happened to me in that kind of setting.
Okay, so he's tall, handsome, friends with some of your friends, which is a huge green flag because we already know a little bit about his character. Are you able to give us details on what he does and like what he's like?
What he does, that's like yet to be determined. Am I allowed to talk about that?
He's never gonna listen to this. He doesn't even think we're funny.
So I think he's like working on a startup. He does a couple other things. He's like managing a construction project. He has his hand in a lot of different areas, which I obviously love because that's how my brain operates as well.
Absolutely. Mr. ADHD.
Yeah, he was really nice. We went out that night. He was serving like leader of the pack, which
so hot
is usually that annoys me. Like I hate when people do that because I'm like, calm down, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was necessary. It was hot. He's different because he's like not like, there's so much more to him. I don't know. I just feel like with a lot of like gay guys and like guys that I have gone on dates with or whatever. It's just like every fucking thing revolves around like something that has to do with gay culture, which is fine. But I'm like, I don't need to talk about the Beyonce concert for 6 hours. I don't need to talk about like Drag Race. I don't need to talk about like fucking Will Rogers gay naked beach. Like I'm like, there are other things in the world. I sound like I'm hating on being gay, but I'm actually not. I just don't really do that many things. I don't really subscribe deeply to like gay culture in a sense.
And I think that's okay. I mean, like you're still a person outside of being gay.
Exactly.
You don't have to
And I
make it your
feel
entire
like,
personality.
and I feel like gays like latch onto that when they meet another gay or if they're interested in another gay. And
it's probably like a safety blanket
it
in a
is,
sense.
and I obviously like love that, and I you know I'm a part of that community. No fucking shit, but it's just really nice to talk to somebody about fucking anything else,
Yeah.
like literally anything else.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent, like just talking about traveling and like family and you know all the things that he's doing with his like startup and stuff like that. And it was like not just like not one thing was. It was just refreshing.
He wasn't trying to talk to you about fucking RuPaul's Drag Race and the same conversations that you've had a million other times with a million different gays.
It's just like, oh my God, like
You're like,
thank
we
you.
can talk about our careers, we can talk about our families and traveling and like
Yeah.
art and architecture
Yeah.
and whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Like,
And we
yeah.
had like a really good conversation, kind of like about our standard of dating and like, you know, what we're interested in and what we find as like a turn on and, you know, all that. And it was all very aligned. So yeah, that's why I'm hot. I just think that okay, I'm like losing my train of thought.
I feel like since you grew up with your brother being gay and everything, like it would be really easy for you to like be the type of gay that like is all like your whole personality is about being gay. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. Like I love the gays, we all know that. But you're almost straight passing, and so for like you to meet somebody else that is kind of that way as well, I feel like is really important, just because you're like,
it's not important, it's not something that I seek out, but it was just again like refreshing. I mean, I am a fucking WeHo queen. Like you will catch me at High Tops any day of the week,
next
like
to the fireplace at the
I'm
Abbey.
not afraid to do that, but I'm not like and I have a lot of straight friends.
Yeah.
And that's also something that I feel like gay people give me shit about. Like, I have a lot of straight friends. Like, I have a lot of straight couple friends. I have a lot of straight girlfriends. I have a handful of straight guy friends. Like, I don't know. It's just the way that my fucking life is. And I gave myself a really hard time for like not subscribing. I gave myself a really hard time for like not necessarily having like a gay community.
Yeah.
Which is something that I'm still kind of seeking because I think that that's super important.
I think this is why you and I get along so well, because I struggle the same way with having female friends. As we talked about in our last episode, I struggle.
I feel like you do have female friends.
Not a lot. Most of my friends are like, I try to be friends with straight men, and obviously that doesn't work. Or I have gay friends, but like I have very few girlfriends, if that makes sense. And anyway, I feel like you and I are kind of similar in that way.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. But
sorry, I interrupted your
no, not at all.
You are a WeHo queen, and you know what? There's another WeHo queen that we need to address and talk about. And I'm actually dying to get more details on this because I haven't had the opportunity to.
Okay.
Your new, I don't want to say love interest because that sounds too intense, but your new romantic interest had a fucking interaction this weekend with a previous romantic interest.
Okay, and it was not even a romantic interest because nothing fucking happened.
we need the details on this. Let's start with so the new guy.
Talk about going back to like wanting a gay community.
Yeah. So the new guy met the old guy, and let's introduce the old guy.
Okay, so the old guy, I call him the Chihuahua because he's literally like one of those little Chihuahuas that is like shaking and vibrating and just like foaming at the mouth with their eyes sticking out of their head.
I've never met somebody with more crackhead energy than this person.
It's absolutely insane. It's insane. So the Chihuahuas obviously a WeHo gay. I started hanging out with them because I was seeking like a gay community, and there was like a bunch of gays that I really like clicked with. Really liked a lot of people in that group. Hilarious people. But once I started hanging out with them, the Chihuahua kind of like became obsessed with me, which was fine. Like
We
he's
entertained it
cute.
for a moment.
Yeah, he's cute. He's sweet, but it was just a little alarming because it kind of wasn't really what I signed up for. And the more I got to know his friends as well, I was just like, this is the most toxic group of people I've ever hung out with in my life. Not only the way that they talk to each other, what they say about other people, the like, it was so bad. Like, just subscribe to the highest level of like gay toxicity. It was just like fat shaming people, body shaming people.
We
just,
do that,
like,
but we're respectable enough to do it
just,
in
like-
private. Just
like
kidding.
so judgmental, just so fucking judgmental. And may I add, none of these people had a leg to stand on. Like, okay, not only were they extremely toxic with just like the way that they are with each other and gossiping and shit like that, but also like their lifestyle. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone knows this by now. Me and Cedar love to party. We love to dabble. We love to do a little something something. We love a cigarette. We love a little bathroom moment, lock the door. We love it all. But these people do that 9 fucking nights a week.
It's honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, me and Cedar hung out with these people for a good period of time.
Yeah.
Not a good period of time.
Yeah.
Enough time to know that, enough time to drag us down physically.
Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, down
Yeah.
this insane rabbit hole, partying like literally 9 nights a week.
Like 9 nights a week, like at the Abbey empty until 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, and
Dancing with their shirts
some of them
off.
had jobs, some of them didn't have jobs. The Chihuahua has like a finance job, like it has to be like at work before the stock market opens. I'm like, bro, how are you doing this? Like, how are you doing this?
And the amount of sleep he would get.
I actually can't talk about it. It gives me anxiety.
You have to elaborate on
When
that.
I would hang out with them, I would sleep for 3 hours. I wasn't going to the gym. I was like losing weight because I was up so fucking much. Like, they also like didn't eat. They would drink constantly, like horrible.
Mind you, this man is medicated into oblivion. He takes, what? Can you please tell them?
I think he takes 80 milligrams of Adderall a day.
That is like, I think should be illegal to be prescribed that.
It's either 80 or 90 because he takes a 10 and then he takes an extended release. He takes like a 10 milligram when he wakes up and then he takes an extended release.
It's no, this individual like is, I have met real life crackheads. I grew up in a town where meth is a huge problem. I know these people intimately, but this man gives off an energy that you cannot brace yourself for. Like, you can't even understand him when he speaks half of the
And
time.
I actually like loved that and think it's so entertaining, like so fucking entertaining.
It is entertaining, but it's also like that's just not practical for
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm judging them, but I am. Like, I just don't know how someone can live like that. It's just fucking crazy to me.
So
Just
crazy.
like constantly like, and when I met them, it was like during Pride. So I was like, oh, you know, it's just this weekend. That's just how they are. Like, that's just this weekend. And then it fucking continued and it never stopped. So after I was at the barbecue,
Oh, wait. You saw this man for a period of time and then you broke up with him.
he told me he was in love with me.
Let's address the breakup before we get to the next steps.
Okay, so we hung out for the first time, like, and went out to dinner together. He told me he was in love with me. He told me that he wanted me to be his boyfriend. I said, pump the brakes. You don't know, like, you don't know, like, where I'm from.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, anything. You don't even know what I do for work. I don't think he's, like, ever even asked. Like, you don't know anything about me. This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But me being a Libra and me being, you know, kind of a people pleaser and also just having like empathy for people, which works to my disadvantage. I was like, okay, like I like hanging out with you, but just like calm down. I'm not saying that that's never going to happen, but please calm down.
Yeah.
That went on for like a week. I almost killed myself. I handed Cedar my phone and I said, please be as general as possible and draft the most generic breakup message anyone can ever read in their life. I give her my phone. She's like, okay, can I send this? Reads it out loud to me. I wasn't listening. I was like, yeah, perfect. Sends it.
So I broke up with him for Chris.
Yeah. The most generic message anyone has ever read in their life.
Very respectable, but brief, to the point, and like just like not even like I never want to see you again, but like I just like don't think that I'm ready for this. Blah blah blah. Like, can we be friends? I would love to remain friends.
Yeah, you were literally just like, I just like, you know, da da da, whatever. Like, we're better off as friends. Something really sweet. And then he responds an hour later. Did you go to SLS?
Completely bypassing that.
Backstory to that. There was like a pool party at the SLS hotel in Beverly Hills earlier that day that I was actually going to go to with a friend. And I asked him if he was going because he like lives there and it was like a pool party. And I ended up not going. He ended up not going. But then he responds to that message saying, did you go to SLS?
Completely bypassing that entire paragraph that we had just sent, the text prior, and his response.
Did you go to SLS?
Did you go to SLS?
I'm getting that tattooed on my forearm.
Chris read it and he was like, are you fucking kidding me? But then he was like, this is honestly iconic, and I respect him for that.
I was like, this bitch is mad crazy and I love him. Like, I was like, let's be boyfriends. Let's do
Chris
it.
is like, never mind everything I just said. I was like,
unsend, edit. No, I was just like, bro, how can you just like, okay, so that was, he sent, did you go to SLS? 5 minutes later, he texts me again because what am I, oh no, I responded, I said, no, LOL, did you? Okay, actually, I need to like backtrack the messages. He wanted me to go to a different pool party that night. And he was like, oh, please come. And I was like, bro, stop fucking asking me to go to... There's like 5 different gay events every day that I would be invited to with them. And they all hated me because I was like, I'm not going to that. That was also something that was toxic. Like, they would get like mad at me and like if I wasn't going to things. And so I didn't respond to that. And then Cedar breaks up. He says, did you go to SLS? I said, no, LOL, did you? And then he responds to the no like 5 minutes later and was like, oh, sorry, ignore that message above asking if I wanted you to come to the pool party. Like, so-and-so sent that, not me. Like a literal 11-year-old girl. Like,
right.
Being like,
my friend stole my phone.
Like, literally, like, blah, 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 sent that message. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, and then I was like, okay, you're like, this is done.
Yeah. That was the last straw.
And then that was such a fucking turn off. What else? Oh, okay. So yeah, that was the backstory to the Chihuahua. That's the Chihuahua story. And that's who the Chihuahua is. If you hear about the Chihuahua, now you know that that's who the Chihuahua is. So I closed that chapter, obviously, and I run into him every now and again. Me and Cedar actually ran into him one night, and we had so much fun. That was the night that Cedar fell out of the chair. That was the night that you were throwing up.
That's the night I threw up everywhere. Yeah. We reconnected. We reconvened with the little Chihuahua. I've ran into him like a handful of times, and it's been sweet each time. Yeah. But like he certainly doesn't need to stay around. Like,
no.
That chapter is closed, but it is cute and fun to see him every once in a while.
For sure.
Like Chris, I feel bad looking back on this, but like I had been begging Chris for like weeks. I was like, please, let's just wrap this up. Let's close this chapter. I was still,
like, holding on to it. We never hooked up. We never, ever hooked up.
They stayed. They spent the night with each other.
We've had 100 sleepovers.
You started seeing each other at the beginning of June, and you ended things with him probably around the end of July.
No, I think it was like mid-July. It was probably a solid 6 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, you guys saw each other for 6 weeks.
I think it was probably a solid 4 weeks of actually like hanging out with him.
Right.
Like a solid 4 weeks consistently hanging out.
Right. You guys saw each other for like literally 4 weeks straight. You slept together like in the same bed probably 3 to 4 nights out of the week each of those weeks. And he never would have sex with you.
Not even like touch me, and I wasn't interested in touching him.
That's not like a real thing that happens
Yeah,
in
and then
relationships.
for someone to tell you that they're in love with you.
Yeah.
I was like, babe, you don't even know what the vibe is.
That is the most insane thing.
You don't even know what the vibe is.
Now I will let you go back to the barbecue.
Okay, so barbecue, we go out, we go to a couple bars. They're all closed because it was like a holiday, whatever. We end up at the Abbey, obviously, the only fucking place that's open. So I'm with my group of friends. We're leaving, like it's literally closing, and I see them at the bar, all topless, chit-chatting, giggling, doing their thing.
Topless. Tits out.
Literally tits out. Of course, they get accosted, and then we are now integrating the two groups of people, which are polar opposites. But obviously, you know, we're all partying, we're all having a good time, so it's fine. Everyone's getting along, everyone's nice, everyone's meeting each other, whatever. But before that, I told everyone, I was like, oh my God, like, I see someone that I need to not talk to. Like, let's wrap it up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. As I, like, turn around right there, whatever. So then we all end up going to an after party together.
Oh my God, shut up. I didn't know this.
Did I tell you about this?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, we went to an after party.
You, the new guy, and the Chihuahua all at a party, transitioning parties together.
Yes. With, like, my friends, his friends. It was a sight to see.
Yeah.
And it was just weird because it was, like, obviously me and or Mr. Organic had like a vibe going, but he was like with this other guy, but he wasn't like touching this other person or like showing anything to him, and which was also kind of a red flag. I was like, okay, are you just doing that because I'm here, or are you doing that because that's how you like communicate with people that you're like are dating? Because I am taking that as I see it, and I don't think that this would work if that's how you communicate with people that you're So I kind of just like forgot about it, but I was also like trying to just deal with the situation at hand. And yeah, so they met, they talked, I think.
That's so scary.
Yeah. And then the next day I went to lunch with Organic and some friends, and we were just like talking about it again. And he was not in a bad way, but he was just like, oh my God, that's so funny. Like, he was just like, that's like the kind of, he was like, those are like the kind of guys you date. Yeah. Like he thought that I was like,
that you were like into that.
Yeah. That I was like deep in the WeHo scene.
You're like, absolutely.
And I was
not.
like, oh my God, babe, like you could not be more mistaken.
You're like, that was literally my rebound to get me over my ex.
Oh my God, no it wasn't. And I have yet to get over my ex, so that's a conversation for another day.
We don't move on very easily here.
No. Not even a rebound.
So
I don't even know what that was.
When your new boo meets your old boo, that is an interesting and scary crossover.
Yeah, but it was really funny. But yeah, it was like just hilarious. Like that would happen to me.
The two of the men could not be more opposite. They are complete and utter polar opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Like one is like cool, calm, collected, intelligent, buff,
like,
so smart, like
so
kind of suave, honestly. And then the other one's like short, scrawny, twinky, like chatters because he's just vibrating.
Oh my God,
like,
he was literally like humping me at this after party, dry humping, because I think that's how he thinks that is how you dance with someone.
He was horrifying.
Humping me to the point where his belt was like hurting my fucking leg.
Oh my God.
And I was like, why? I literally was like, why are you humping me?
Oh my God.
And I said it like that. I was like, why are you humping me? I was like, are you like dry humping me?
Yeah, you're like, what is happening?
And I don't remember what happened.
Are we in middle school?
It was so fucking weird.
It's like a middle school dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're hot this week because of a new romantic interest.
I don't want to jinx it, so we might just have to scratch this whole episode.
Oh my God, we're not doing that.
I don't want to jinx it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And I also love the fact that like I don't want someone fucking texting me. Don't not going back to like not giving people our numbers, but I'm like
Yeah.
I'm working all day long. I'm on my phone. I don't want to text people. I don't want to I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck that you're eating like uh
Chicken salad for lunch.
I don't care. I don't care what like I don't want to know what you're doing. I don't care that you're walking into a meeting. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm doing the same thing and we don't need to keep tabs on each other all day long.
Absolutely.
And then like the other day he like called me at like 7 o'clock and was like, how's your day going? Like, I don't know if you like phone calls, but you know, I just don't really like texting during the day. And
Slay.
I was like, I love you.
Sweep me off my feet.
Literally,
baby.
I was like, I appreciate a phone call and I never want you to text me unless it's like something that has to do with some kind of logistics because
Yeah.
I don't like texting. I don't want to do that. And it like, absence makes the heart grow fonder in that sense as well. Like, it's like there's so much more to talk about when you're on the phone with someone for 10 minutes rather than when you're texting them all day. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm kind of the opposite in that, like, unless I'm madly in love with you, don't call my phone. Do not fucking call my phone.
well, like, yeah, I'm not having.
But this is hot. It's hot that he
Yeah.
called you because we're interested in him.
Exactly. Like, if some random person was calling me, I would be like,
Get the fuck away from
like,
me.
why are you calling me? That's rude. Like, that's actually rude.
Yeah, you're like, it's insulting that you
Yeah.
called my phone
And he was calling me and I was like, okay, when should I answer the phone? Like, do I answer it? Like,
on the first ring.
I literally answered it on the first ring. I was like, what's up? And he was like,
Chris is like, I'm not fucking around. I'm
no,
done
I
with
was
the
like,
games.
I just fucking cleaned these sheets, baby. I just got
Yeah.
into bed. I was like, I just got into bed. It was 8 o'clock. I was like, I'm chilling. I was like, I should have lied and been like, I'm reading a book. I'm reading a book by the
I'm
candles.
educating myself.
Yeah. When I hung up the phone, I was like, I should have said that.
No.
But he
Let's
was,
not be fake.
I know. But he was like, we were talking and there was like some crackhead girl like that we were with, who actually got us kicked out of the after party. And she was like, she's all into like astrology and shit like that. Also very LA. Also
She
something that
sounds
I
like
don't
me.
fucking subscribe to. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a Libra. All I know is that people think we're balanced, but we're actually not. But he was like, oh, you're a Libra. Like, you tell a lot of little white lies, don't you? And I was like, no.
And he goes,
A lie.
no, I
A lie."
manifest.
Literally. I was like, I don't lie, baby. I just manifest.
Amazing.
But I was like, so now I'm like hyper aware of like things that I tell him.
Yeah. You're like, wait, am I lying?
But you also have to consider like someone that you're interested in. It's like if I'm not interested in someone, I like will just not lie, but just like you say things that like you probably fabricate that you don't remember. But it's like if it's someone that you're interested in, you need to be like,
On it.
you just shouldn't do that.
I like literally like could not relate to this any less because I'm painfully a truth teller to my core.
Yeah.
I don't know how to lie. Like it's not
As
for me.
everybody who listens to this knows, I don't think that I recollect things in reality. So that's also probably something that hinders my truth telling.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything I just said was completely made up, probably. Okay, well, I guess that's why I'm hot this week. I guess you could say I'm also a little bothered too.
Wait, like Chris had like a really eventful and like exciting week. I'm excited for you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Me and my we're supposed to like go to happy hour with like that group of friends tomorrow.
Slay.
So
That'll be
at
fun.
that place that you met him at. So I'm
Yeah.
like, we'll see. So we'll keep you girls posted on that.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah. I think I'm also retracting at this point though.
Retracting
Yeah.
from him?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I have commitment issues.
You're asexual.
I'm literally asexual.
Yeah.
Has had sex with 5 people this week. Cedar, are you hot or are you bothered this week? Okay, so that's where I'm at. Shall I pass the torch on to Cedar Champ and ask, are you hot or are you bothered?
Pass it, baby. It's not going to be half as interesting as what's happened in your week, but let's do it.
Well, I'm proud of myself for giving a little spiel about.
Yeah.
I usually don't go in depth or talk about
No, but I love it when
because
you
I don't
dish.
want to offend people. I don't want people to
Meanwhile, I'm
I'm
calling
literally
everybody
afraid to
out.
talk because
I might as well be like literally saying government names over here. And Chris is like, I don't want to hurt anybody's
I'm like, I don't
feelings.
want to hurt. I'm like, the Chihuahua's gonna listen, and I'm gonna be literally exiled from West Hollywood.
Yeah, probably. It'll be fine though.
Love you. Mwah.
Let's all no, I love shit talking. And like I don't give a fuck. Like if you've annoyed me or like pissed me off in any way, like you know that. Like I'm like the type of person where I will make that clear to you. And so if
Yeah,
I want to go
I fall victim to that every day.
yeah, literally. So yeah, if you piss me off, I'm gonna tell that to your face. Not only am I gonna tell it to your face, but I'm gonna fucking go on the air and tell it to my podcast too. Like, period. Okay.
I'm still practicing that. Okay, so are you hot or are you bothered?
This week I am hot.
Slay.
And it's like it could sound negative, but it's actually really positive. But the thing
You're
is,
like, straight men are all going to die. But it's positive.
no, I'm hot this week because I am feeling like I know a handful of women who are either breaking up with or have broken up with like terrible men that they've been dating. I can honestly list probably like 5 off of the top of my head. And like, honestly, the majority of us are going through it. Like, I haven't had any breakups recently, except for my breakup back in April, which I'm literally still suffering from. But like, we're all going through this shit together. We're all like checking in on each other. And like, I'm just happy for all of us because like, although it sucks right now and like a lot of us are in a lot of fucking pain, we're moving on to bigger and better things. And I was just talking about this with a girlfriend earlier, how like men come and go, and the only thing that has been consistent in our lives are the women that we surround ourselves with and like who love and support us. And this girlfriend of mine was telling me about how like she had her heart broken by her ex-boyfriend, and her best friend called her and was like, what are you doing? How are you feeling? And she's like, not great. And her friend was like, I'm literally buying you a train ticket. You're coming to spend the weekend with me. I don't want you to be alone. And she did. And she was like, my friend, like, honestly, probably saved my life because of that. Aww. And I can count probably like 3 times where my sister has done the same thing for me, where like I've learned like some devastating news about one of my boyfriends, or like I'm going through a breakup, or like something along those lines, where like I'm absolutely crushed and like in pieces. And she's like, here's my credit card, book your flight. The number of times she's flown me out to her or to wherever she is, just so like I don't have to be alone, so she can like make sure I'm okay and taken care of, is so insane. And so it literally makes me emo to think about how like all of us individuals, the girls, the gays, all of us that love each other wholesomely, wholeheartedly, like without ill intent, are always there to like pick up the pieces after these shitty fucking people come into our lives and try to just like destroy everything in their path. And this week I'm hot because of that, because I love the people that I surround myself with, and I love how
she's
much
in her gratitude era still.
I'm in my gratitude era. I just love how much like we all are supportive of each other and like do everything in our power to like
woman, baby.
Exactly.
Ramona Singer.
So I'm hot for that, and I'm hot for like just the fact that like although it sucks we're going through these breakups, honestly, we're moving on to bigger and better things. There are things that are better suited for us out there, and although I keep meeting shitbag after shitbag, and like honestly, all a bitch wants from anyone right now, like I just want a man to cuddle me. We don't need to speak. We don't need to have sex. I want somebody in my bed to just fucking spoon me, and I can't fucking seem to get that from anybody.
I'll share Mr. Organic with you.
Thank you, God. I'm like legitimately debating sleeping with this police officer, literally a member of the LAPD, because I'm like, I need someone in my bed.
Where did you find this person?
Okay. When I went to college in Colorado, I matched with him on a dating app, and he was in the military at the time. And he is literally like one of the most handsome men I've seen in my life. Like, he's the second most handsome man I've ever seen in my life, because I talked previously
about
in the
New York
last
guy.
episode about the New York guy who is the number 1 most handsome man I've ever seen. This man is number 2, very easily number 2. He's so fucking hot, and I hung out with him the first time. We didn't even go on a date. He just like let me park my car at his house and stay the night with him so I could catch a flight out of Denver the next day. And he was like super respectful. He didn't even try to sleep with me. Like he had towels out and ready for me so I could shower. Like he had a water bottle waiting for me when I got there. Like he was such a sweetie.
Welcome to the Four Seasons LAPD.
Literally. He was such a sweetie. And so like we hung out like one other time, but nothing ever happened between us, but we've always stayed in contact. And somehow,
Wait,
by the
did you
grace
fuck
of
when
God,
he gave you towels and water?
we've never had sex. And so that all happened in Denver, and now I live in LA. And like not long after I moved
You
here,
marrying a cop, your dad would literally
my dad would
write you a check for $2 million.
he would dedicate his entire will to me. Like I would get everything. Yeah, so anyway, I moved to LA. He moved to LA. He works for the LAPD now, and
Why
I'm
can't
like,
he just be like a firefighter or something though?
I know. He has to be a fucking cop. But
She
I'm
loves
like,
the violence.
you know what? If he's just like being a warm body in my bed, like I don't really fucking care what your job occupation is.
I could really use an in with the LAPD because if I get another ticket, I'm probably gonna get my license revoked.
That is so true. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm honestly like I'm doing it for the team. Like
Yeah.
I'm taking one for the team. Gonna sleep with the cop.
Oh, I can't wait to see pictures.
I can't wait to show you pictures. He's so handsome. So anyway, I don't even know why I fucking brought that up. And truthfully, it doesn't really matter. I'm just like,
Have you guys been like DMing lately or something?
no, I forgot he existed until literally yesterday.
Did he
And I
like
was
post a picture and you're like, this is mine?
I don't even know why I remembered he existed. But like, okay, so I went out of town last weekend. And when I came home on Sunday night, I was having like debilitating Sunday scaries. And I was like, I need to have somebody in my bed waiting for me when I get home. I can't be alone.
You every weekend at the airport say the same thing.
Every time I come home from being out of town, I'm like, I can't be alone. I can't be alone. I texted Chris on my way home. I was like, when you get home from being out tonight, I'm literally going to be in your bed. Like, I can't be alone. But anyway, instead of, like, I'm a hot girl living in LA and I could not find a man to come over to my fucking apartment. Is that not the most embarrassing thing to ever happen? Yes, it is.
Where was Spit in My Mouth Man?
Being a cunt, like he fucking usually is. So instead of having a man fill the void of my empty bed, I just got really high on Valium and called it a night. So that happened. And then I randomly remembered yesterday that this man existed. And I was like, Cedar, you fucking idiot. All of these times I've been so desperate for literal human touch. Why have I not thought of this man?
Mm-hmm.
And
did you reach out?
So I reached out to him yesterday, asked him, we chatted a little bit today over Snapchat. Isn't that horrible? Our primary form of communication is Snapchat.
That's how I am with my mom.
That is insane.
I swear to God.
That is insane.
I swear to God. My parents are on Snapchat and they think it's like the best thing in the world.
Oh, okay. I feel like that's a conversation.
Okay, so do you guys have plans?
So I was like, are you single? And he's like, always. And I was like, same. And I was like, let's get together. He said he's busy this weekend, which is horrible because
doing what? I was gonna make a cop joke, but it's like illegal to be a cop here. You like can't touch a homeless person or a robber, so I don't know what he would be doing.
I said, maybe we should hang out this weekend or next week. And he said, I can't this weekend because I have drill, but potentially next week. So anyway, we are going to hang out next week, probably, unless I'm out of town with another man, but that's TBD. And I'm just glad that I found somebody that is not spit in my mouth man that can like fill the hole in my bed and in my heart for the time being. So I guess I'm hot for a number of reasons this week.
I love that for you.
Thank you. I can't wait to show everybody this man. I'm not going to post it on our Instagram, but text me. I'll send you pictures because he's so hot.
This isn't going to be a smooth transition, but I want to talk about this because it's something that you never fucking texted me back about, and I'm really curious.
Fuck a transition. Let's go.
Fuck a transition.
Let's go.
What the fuck is the deal with your Adderall, and why is it $110?
No fucking idea. No fucking
what
idea.
What happened? Did you go to my pharmacy? Where did you go?
I went to your pharmacy.
No, they're such fucking scam artists.
Well, it's extended release, first of all, and you get instant.
Yeah,
Second
but I get
of all,
literally 90 pills.
okay, for backstory, since we're really bad at this, I have been prescribed Adderall. I haven't taken it for almost a year. I haven't had my prescription filled since last October because of the shortage, and it was like becoming too difficult for me to like find a pharmacy to fill it. And so I fucking gave up. But lately I've been like, I am unable to accomplish anything in my entire life right now because like my ADHD is out of control. And so I'm like, I need to get my prescription filled. So I had an appointment yesterday. I had it sent to the pharmacy that Chris uses because he's like, I get my prescription filled every time. Like, it's not been a problem.
There was like an Adderall shortage for God knows how long. Like I didn't get my prescription refilled from November to March.
Insane.
Yeah.
And that was the same case with me. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't get my prescription filled. And
I mean, it was all a
eventually just gave
scam. It
up.
was a fucking scam.
Yeah, that was fucking bullshit.
But you have health insurance.
I have health insurance. So I had my appointment yesterday. The doctor sent my prescription in. I called the pharmacy today to make sure they got my prescription. And so she upped my prescription too because I was taking 10 milligrams extended release. And then she just prescribed me 15 milligrams extended release.
Isn't that going to make you kind of... I mean, you haven't taken it in a year. And now you're upping it. Aren't you gonna like shit your pants and like
Probably
be
a
a
little
chihuahua?
But I kind of want that actually. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I have to make up for last time.
Yeah, I miss that feeling. I don't get it anymore.
So they told me that they can fill the prescription, but they were like, we need your insurance information. So I gave them my insurance, and then they were like, okay, after insurance, it's going to be 110 something. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, I'm not paying that because I already had to pay for the doctor's appointment to get the prescription. I'm not paying $110 for the prescription as well. And so I just...
Extended releases are less common than the instant, so maybe try like a Rite Aid or a Walgreens or something.
That's what I had been using previously, and my prescription wasn't getting filled.
Yeah, those places you have to go to a private pharmacy for sure.
Exactly. So anyway, I just messaged the doctor and asked like if there's a different like medication. Like, I'm willing to try other things, but like I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to pay.
$1,200 a year. It's not that much.
I don't have a job. Like $100 a month right now.
$1,200.
No, but like, because not only am I having to pay for the prescription, but I'm having to pay for the doctor's appointment too. So basically, I'm spending like $250 every month or more.
You have to go to the doctor every month?
Yeah.
I don't understand how people do that.
I don't know what else to do. Like, your guy won't take
new patients.
He's
literally decrepit and 87 years old.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck about my Adderall prescription.
No, I just thought that was interesting because
Yeah.
mine's like $75 and I don't have insurance because my mom scammed me on my health insurance and then I owed the IRS $8,000 because of the health insurance she signed me up for.
Chris is wanted for tax fraud.
No, I actually paid that and we're free and clear now.
Should we wrap her up?
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah, so you were the star of the show this week, and I like that.
I forgot what Oh.
Like, it's been so long since we talked about me, I can't even remember.
Oh my God, no. Yeah. Well, I'll keep you girls posted on what happens with him.
The new guy.
Yeah.
Chris will get bored with him in like a week, and we'll be on to the next one.
Yeah.
I need to refill my roster. So I'm manifesting that this week. And next week I'm going to come in and I'm going to be so fucking hot because my roster is going to be overflowing. And they're all going to be like very like viable options too. No more shit bags. No more spit in my mouth man. I'm going to block his number next time he texts me. Just kidding. I'm not ever doing that. I love him. Yeah.
Okay, girls. Well, thanks for tuning in once again.
Follow our Instagram, Hot and Bothered the Pod.
Okay, girls. Well, thank you again for listening. What are we going to tell them to do this week? You are going to
fuck a police officer.
Fuck a police officer. But you have to meet him organically. You have to meet him.
That's an essential part.
In an organic setting. So text and drive, throw some titties out the window, rear end someone.
Get yourself pulled over, whip your tits
Yes.
out, get his phone number. Whatever.
Send some pharmacy recommendations to Cedar.
Yeah. Get your Adderall prescription filled this week. And be a little slutty, maybe.
I love that.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Farmers Only.
We are on Apple Music now, too.
We are. Okay. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.